Good morning. This is Fred Emery with Heartland, and I'd like to welcome you to our webinar today on campus security and NDE. NDE is a new product from Allegion. It's a new wireless lock set, and we're going to explore that product set and how it could help you on your campuses by an integration to OneCard. Just a couple of housekeeping items as we start. This session is in listen-only mode, so if you do have any questions, please go to the GoToWebinar control panel. You'll see an area listed as questions, and simply type in your questions. I will be monitoring those questions throughout the presentation, and we'll try to answer them as we move forward. However, we will allow time at the end to answer any questions that we have. We are also recording this webinar, and it will be posted on our website. Usually within a week, it is posted to the onecard.com website. That's the number one, CARD.com, underneath the resources area. However, all attendees should receive an email within 24 hours that will also give you a link to this recorded webinar through GoToWebinar, and you can download it and view it on your own. If I could please ask one attendee to go to the questions area and simply type in that I am coming through loud and clear, that you can hear me. Just let me know that you're able to hear my audio. Okay, great. Thanks so much, Sheldon. So let's get right into this and discuss these NDE locks and campus security. I am being joined today by Charlie Sasso from Allegion. Charlie is the director of the higher education market. So Charlie, feel free to say hi.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
So during today's presentation, you'll learn a little bit about Heartland and also a little bit about Allegion. We'll give you that high level just so you know who we are and what our companies do. We're going to do a brief review of the current wireless lock set, the AD400 locks or the AD series locks. They also can be wired through the AD300. Then we'll move on to the new NDE locks. I'll let Charlie speak to you in depth about what actually NDE means, features and functions, how they operate, how they're utilized with the Heartland OneCard product, and of course, we'll leave some time for additional questions and comments. So let me just talk to you a little bit about the Heartland OneCard system. OneCard is a modular solution that's been designed to meet all of the campus card related needs. You can license specific software modules for financial, access control, dining, and what have you, and utilize that through your campus for financial and privilege-based transactions. We do work with over 200 institutions presently that are on the Heartland OneCard system throughout the US and Canada. We do use a single database solution, which can be either MS SQL Server or Oracle, and have designed the solution to allow for easy integration through our open architecture and our API. Now, Heartland is our core business is card transactions. Our campus division is one piece of Heartland Payment Systems. Heartland Payment Systems' core business is payment processing, accepting cards as a form of financial transactions in retail, restaurant locations at colleges and universities. So we allow locations to accept Visa, MasterCard, Discover, Amex, and provide the secure solution for that. We are the 5th largest payment processor in the US with over 3,000 employees and more than 300,000 merchants using our product set. In 2014, we processed more than 3.3 billion transactions with $122 billion in volume. You may be wondering why I'm bringing this up, but our core business as a company is card transactions, and the OneCard system provides you with the software and hardware with the solution to process card-based transactions on your campus back to a database for financial and privilege transactions. So we utilize that expertise in doing secure card-based transactions and bring them to our college campuses. Now I'm going to pass over control to Charlie. Just make sure that, Charlie, you should have control.
All right, let me see. There we go. I just went back one, and there we go. So great. Well, thanks a lot, Fred. So yeah, again, Charlie Stackton. I am I actually director, as you mentioned, with the higher ed market, and work very closely in managing the Heartland account. So thanks again for the opportunity to talk about our new product, the NDE series. Just to get started, I do like to just a little bit about the company. You can see a little snapshot there. The one thing just to mention, Allegion might be a new name to some of you that might have heard of Ingersoll Rand in the past. So just to mention, we almost 2 years ago, we were spun off as a separate entity, a standalone entity, now called Allegion. So all the same people, all the same brands, and so forth in place, but just want to mention that's the new name, Allegion. With that, I wanted to share just in general our portfolio. So the top left quad is what we'll be talking about on our electronics. But on the right side, I always just like to mention our mechanical business. We maybe work with a lot of universities on this side with our mechanical products. That's locks, closers, exit devices. I always like to just mention that because a lot of these solutions we work on with Heartland on the electronics, fundamentally these mechanical products are really important. If the door is not closing and latching, a lot of these other solutions are not effective if those things are not in place. So our company can work with you on that as well as far as your mechanical needs. And then, of course, we work on market solutions like this with Heartland. The next slide, next couple of slides, we're going to be talking about the NDE, our new product we're launching. But just wanted to do a review on our AD locks. Our AD locks have been out now for over 5 years, and been working with Heartland with this product. So again, this is our adaptable lock. As you can see there, it's modular in design, so it allows you to, for example, what you see there is you might start with a mag stripe, but then as you move to another technology of contactless, it's modular in design where you can just change the read head on that. So you maintain a good part, like 70-75% of your investment, and as technology changes, you're able to migrate with that. And the same in the bottom right there, communications. This one lock can be an offline lock, it can be an online wired lock, or wireless lock, so a lot of flexibility there. This just shows some of the different options. It can be a mortise lock, a cylindrical, an exit device, bolts right up to an exit device. So there's different options there. As far as how we interface with the Heartland system, again with the AD lock, these two antennas you see here, they would call our PIM, panel interface module. So with the Heartland system, you can have up to 32 doors on one of their controllers. So it's really, you can see that economy of scale. You're really able to expand that with the wireless locks. Okay, that's an overview of AD. So I'll jump into back into NDE. So the NDE is a new product. And just to mention, the AD is communicating on 900 megahertz. So as far as that's the wireless communication. With the NDE, it's usually more widely available technologies with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and we're also utilizing AES 256. So you're probably familiar with 128. We've stepped it up with advanced encryption methods. Using IP 485 communications. The other thing here is, and I apologize if that one acronym I see EAC, that's Electronic Access Control. So this is allowing you to really go deeper into the building with the NDE as far as, some maybe doors that you wouldn't normally put on access control. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go. One of the other real advances of the product is as far as the installation of the product. Very easy to retrofit and install this product in existing prep. And here actually actually I got a follow-up slide on that. This is an overview of, so I mentioned cylindrical prep, Wi-Fi, BLE, Bluetooth. The reader is a multi-tech reader, so if you're using straight procs or smart card contactless, this reader will handle both of those. A couple of the innovation developments on the product: reverse handing in seconds. You don't need to use any tools. So what that is, if you order, door opens to the left or to the right, you're able to switch that handing very simply without any tools. The door position switch, I'll actually show you a slide on that. Again, an innovative approach to that. Just like our ND or AD, up to 2 years battery life with off-the-shelf AA batteries. And then also another real important thing with this product is it is certified with the hardware and electronic certifications that we have, the same certification and testing that we have with our AD lock. So it is a very robust, solid product. So this is what I mentioned on the ease of installation. It'll install into a standard cylindrical prep. So like other locks where you having to drill additional holes, whether you have a standard prep for a new construction or you're retrofitting an existing mechanical lock, it will install into an existing prep. And also, the routing, as you can see, or the cables and so forth, a very simple design for ease of installation. So we think that's a big innovation as far as for installation. Also on the door position switch. So those of you that are familiar with installing access control, installation for the door position switch is an additional hole that you have to drill in the door and connect that door position switch so that you can have an alarm for a door forced open, knowing the position of that door. Here we put these magnets right behind the strike, and you're able to now not have to drill any additional holes. So it kind of goes into the whole ease of installation with an innovative approach for door position switch. So now I wanted to talk a little bit about the design of the product and the way we connect with the Heartland system. So as you can see, the lock communicates with a gateway. The gateway, similar to what I shared on the AD lock, the gateway is your antenna, so like our PIM or panel interface module, which communicates 45 into the Heartland panel. So I'm going to share a few different slides of how the lock, the different ways the lock can communicate. So this is one way. That will be communication, Bluetooth low energy, BLE, from the lock to the gateway, and a 485 connection into the Heartland panel. This will, yes, go ahead, Fred.
I just wanted to say this does allow you to have real-time communication for each and every card swipe with Heartland, but this is, as Charlie mentioned, going to show you a couple of different ways. This is the first way that Heartland has done development to the NDE product set, and other ways that Charlie will be showing you are coming or being discussed in the development process. And this is the first way, though, that we'll be offering it. One good thing about the NDEs, though, is the lock set in communication allows you, though, to mix and match some of the communication methods or to adjust. So if you went with one way to start and then moved to another, that can be facilitated by us. So it does give you that option for changing the way that the lock sets that Charlie's going to show you a little bit more about in the communication methods, gives you that option to be flexible and to change as needed.
Yeah, good point, Fred. And And yeah, as you see there, this is, as Fred mentioned, this is real-time communication. So very much like our AD lock with 900 megahertz, with this solution, you're still having real-time communication. So again, you get various benefits from that. For example, to be able to lock down a campus or building and so forth through real-time communication. So this is the first way. The next way will be the same gateway, so the same communication from the lock to the gateway, which will be BLE communication. But then the gateway will be PoE, power over Ethernet, into your existing network. So what this solution does, very similar to the previous slide, but no need for the panel infrastructure. So this solution would be communicating up to the Heartland software through the gateway with direct communication, again, with real-time communication. The initial release of this is, as you see there, PoE. We will also have a future release where instead of PoE, that gateway could be powered and then just communicate via Wi-Fi. So those are two options, similar to the first one, but then eliminating the panel, still real-time communication. The last one we have here is what we call Wi-Fi Direct. So this, the one thing this is not real-time. So again, based on certain applications where this would fit, where this would communicate maybe once or twice a day. But in this solution, you see even less infrastructure needed. This would be the lock. Now, instead of communicating BLE, the lock is communicating Wi-Fi. And the real premise for that, why can we communicate the other one in real time in BLE? It is, one of the things is a power issue of Wi-Fi takes up a lot more energy. So it can't communicate real time. The batteries wouldn't last. As I mentioned earlier, we can get up to 2 years battery life. You can do that here, but it's only communicating once a day. So that's why this is not real time. But again, based on the application, this could fit certain applications. So as you see, no panel, no gateway, even less infrastructure. One thing to mention that we're seeing in the short time we've introduced this product is that what we're hearing is, for new construction projects, this is something that to really be considered, because as you can see on the left, it's in areas, as I mentioned earlier, areas within the campus that normally maybe you wouldn't have put an electronic lock. But if you're familiar with the benefits of access control, it's all about managing who goes where and when. And if you're in a new construction project and you took out the cost of that mechanical lock and then put in this cost, that delta is coming closer and closer, as far as to the cost of that lock. So, but yet you get all the benefits of the electronic access control. So just something to point out that we're seeing that some customers are taking advantage of. Kind of reviewing some of the points here. As I mentioned, more locations on campus that you wouldn't normally have thought about putting access control on. As I mentioned, this product initially is cylindrical only. We will be releasing a Mortis product similar for next year. Multi-tech reader, the one thing to consider obviously on a lot of campuses, mag stripe is still being used, but there's definitely more of a trend of moving to a contactless card. So this does not offer mag stripe capability. I mentioned 32 doors on the AD lock. That's 16 doors per PIM on the AD. With this gateway, it's up to 5 locks and up to 100 feet communication, whereas the AD is 16 with PIM and up to 200 feet in radius distance. So this is 5 locks and up to 100 feet with this product. And again, it is a very price competitive solution, which is allowing, again, for more locations on campus. This is just an example of where you would still use a combination of these products, the NDE and the The NDE is for interior doors only, not exterior doors. And as you see there, it's cylindrical. Whereas the AD provides more options regarding keypad, mortise, exterior doors, mag stripe, and so forth. So again, we still see there's a fit of using a combination of these products. This slide really starts to show the benefits of really how you can mix and match these products on the Heartland system. Based on really a variety of needs, based on application, budget, where you can see here on the left where you're connected maybe to the Heartland system, where you can add 8400s as well as the NDE through the gateway and the PIN. Towards the right, you could then, as Heartland were to release the communication direct to the gateway, you just have a gateway and communicating, whether that gateway is IP or Wi-Fi, with the locks, and still in real-time communication. And then on the bottom right, with Wi-Fi communications, if I only need communication once a day, maybe that fits. So there's a variety of things, that we can talk with you about, and Heartland can talk with you about based on application. One example, maybe it's in a res hall, and where you have students that, you enroll a student in a room at 8 in the morning, where, you might only get the update at midnight, but you want to have them have access right away. So you want real-time communication on an application like that. So it just really varies based on, the location and the application. But the one thing you see there last, and talking with a number of people at trade shows and so forth, we've been hearing the term game changer. So as you can see, with the flexibility and, as I mentioned earlier, with the cost and so forth, really provides a lot of options for you. And I think I have one more slide here, just to talk about with Allegion. There's a lot of resources available. We work really close with Heartland. We have 18 offices across the country. Our folks are specialized with building codes and hardware assistance. We do have regional education managers across the country. That's what the map is there on the right. That work real close with Heartland. And then we also have a training program that we work with Heartland. So if you're interested in trying an AD lock or an NDE lock, we work with Heartland to provide those to you, provide those at no cost, so that you can try the product, hook it up, and test it in your environment.
And Charlie, if I could just interject something right here. The Try Me program is an excellent opportunity for those who want to test it out. But one thing I also wanted to piggyback on is, Charlie mentioned the 18 Allegion offices. What we've done on many campuses is we'll come in with an Allegion rep to an Allegion team member to really evaluate your situation and where you might want to put these in. We've done testing for communication back to the system, whether it would be a PIM on the AD400 or like a gateway on the NDEs, to really see about placement and how it can work in your infrastructure. So the team is in place to allow you to really see how you can utilize them and configure accordingly, which helps you out in making sure the proper equipment is ordered and used on your campus. So take advantage of that Try Me program and the expansive team that's out in the field, because it really does help you all build the system that's needed for your campus.
Yeah, good point, Fred. No doubt, and it's a great way to to just be able to see how it works. You pick a door or two and to be able to try that out. We do have a bunch of resources available on the Allegion website with either the AD or the NDE, just regarding installation tools. Obviously, there's data sheets and a lot of information just regarding the products, videos, and so forth. And then, again, we've been working with Heartland for quite some time. As far as different needs, we're always open to hearing needs from you, the customer, as far as things you need. The more we hear, the better we're able to. That's how we put voice of the customer onto these new products. So share that information with us, with Heartland, based on what you see here and future needs. And that's how we continue to develop innovative products. And then the last bullet there was just obviously the AD is available today, and as Fred had mentioned, they'll be releasing the different types of communications. The first one being the 45 communication that directly wires into the Heartland panel, and then the future releases to be able to benefit from some of those other means of communication with the lock. And I think that's the last slide that I have.
So if you have any questions, feel free to type them into the GoToWebinar control panel, and we'll be able to read them. I am not seeing any questions coming in yet. One thing that I did want to comment on that I didn't jump in before was when Charlie was talking about the installation of the readers. One thing that I think is a great benefit to these readers is how it can utilize the existing drill holes and what have you that are already in the door. Like with the AD400s, you sort of had to use a template and for the installation and may need to drill through the door. However, the NDEs, you can just remove a latch that's there or handle, what have you, and place this in place. So your standard team members that are on campus, your lock shop or facilities personnel who are dealing with door handles on your doors now should be able to install these with minimum training, if any, in terms of getting them on the door and putting them in place. It's not much different than door handles and locks that they're used to now. So I think that's a great benefit as well.
Yeah. Right, yeah, if I could just jump in there, yeah, you said, what big caught my attention, you said minimum training. Yeah, there's, as I mentioned earlier, it's with a screwdriver. So, you're not breaking out drills and so forth. I've done it myself, but it's along the lines of, I think that maybe, changed a cylinder or a lock there in your house. I mean, it's a existing prep. So, yeah, we really believe that's, those two things, the ease of installation and the way the door position switch is not an additional, drill. We get the drill out and put those door position switches. So, because sometimes there's issues with those door position switches aligning and with the gap issues of it not working and rubbing and so forth. So this is really going to simplify things, not only from the installation perspective, but as far as functionality moving forward, will really simplify and make that a better process.
I want to put, and I'm not very good at handiwork and tools, but I'm sure I could install this. I want to put one on my office in my house to keep the kids out. So and do the once a day to the cloud type of a situation, put it right on my IP network. But we did have a question come in for the installs. Do you use the HDD, the handheld device, to connect and program locks similar to the AD series, or how do you? I guess the additional information would be what is the method for programming these?
Yeah, very good question. So another innovation I actually didn't mention, so the person that asked the question is familiar, we have a handheld device that is utilized for configuring the AD locks. It's a USB that plugs into the bottom of the lock. Because of the wireless technology here with Wi-Fi and BLE, this communicates. We have a mobile app available both for iOS as well as Android. So those are free, no charge apps that are utilized to configure these locks. So unlike the AD where you had to purchase a handheld for that, this is available applications that are available for common mobile devices, like I said, iOS and Android, and that's how these locks are configured. So thanks for asking that question. It's something that should have been in the slide deck.
So you could do it either over Wi-Fi or BLE to the lock to program it?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. That's awesome. That's a great way to do it because you avoid then, like you said, the specific handheld, but also the wire. You could just go near it and program it or program them remotely. That adds a great amount of function to it for an administrator.
Right.
Okay, are there any other questions that any of you have? If so, feel free to type them in. If you have any questions that pop in your head afterwards, by all means, just contact me, fred.emery. It's fred.emery, EMERY, at E as in Edward, dash H as in Harry, P as in Paul, S as in Sam.com. And I'd be happy to answer any questions or loop you with Charlie to answer any questions that I'm unable to, so that we can help you out. Last chance to ask questions in the control panel. Okay, I don't see anything else coming in. So at this time, I'd like to first off thank you, Charlie, for joining this webinar. I appreciate it and giving us some enhanced knowledge of the NDE product and how it works with OneCard and how our clients can utilize it. And of course, I'd like to thank everyone who joined us today for attending. I appreciate you joining us. And as I mentioned, this is being recorded and will appear on our website. And a link should be emailed to you within 24 hours in case you'd like to download it and review or pass it on to colleagues to review at your campus. So thank you all very much, and I hope you have a great day.